may have different English background or knowledge or levels, so it doesn't matter. The idea is that if you want to express something, you can do it, even if it's Spanglish or kind of Spanish if you don't understand something. It is really nice if you participate the way you please, okay? The idea is that we share different things and thoughts, okay? So we all are here learning. I'm gonna learn a lot from you today. So I would like you to tell me in the chat box if you are ready, if you are ready to start now. Yes, you can write yes. Yes, ready? Okay, great. Okay, Jenny, thank you so much. Ya maracujá, perfect. Okay, let's start. Okay, so let's start with this quick survey. Look at these two pictures that we have here. What you are interested in. And I would like you to tell me which one of these options do you prefer? Do you prefer to taste when you are still cooking, or do you prefer to taste at the end? So I'm going to open a poll. You can answer, you can choose. Which one do you prefer? Tell me. Tasting only after the plate has already been served, like at the end, or while you are in the process? So let me know. You can answer in the poll. We have
so far in this moment, we have some teachers answering in the chat box, and we have other teachers answering the poll. The ones that we have in the chat box, 100% of the teachers say option A.
Great. Yes, teachers, you are the one cooking, okay? So if you are cooking, what do you prefer? Yes, you are the one cooking, teacher. So what do you prefer? At the beginning, at the end? Okay, so most of you said A, right? So yes, you are answering. Great. Okay, so it has a purpose, okay? Don't worry. We are not in a cooking class, but it has a purpose. Okay, during, says Maria Cristina. Okay, so most of you said, okay, I'm going to close this poll. And I know that some of you said, or the majority of you said, tasting when you are still cooking, right? Because, why? Because we can change things when we are cooking, yes, in the process. So if something is so even better. And tasting only after the plate has already been served. It's like at the end. So if it's salty or very spicy, we don't have like any options. We cannot change that plate. So it's just for you to judge if it's good or if it's not. So yes, okay. So maybe it's a connection issue. I don't know. My God.
Now is Professor Edna, don't worry about that. There was like a gap connection problem for just 2 or 3 seconds, but now it's good.
Okay, thank you. You tell me because I don't know if my internet is stable. And so this is a metaphor for our topic. and that is formative versus summative. And during the process, it relates to formative assessment, okay? And at the end of the process, it relates to summative assessment. So when the cook tasted the soup, that's formative, okay? When the guests taste the soup, that's summative. That is attributed to Robert or Paul Black. They both were talking about formative assessment. We don't know for sure who said that, so we have them both there. But yes, the idea is that we relate this formative assessment to an ongoing process that we develop with our students, okay? But the summative is just at the end of the whole learning process. And the thing is that we, at the end, we don't have like possibility to change something, or we don't have the possibility to arrange things. It's just the way it is, okay? When we say at the end something, we just say it. We judge. We say, yes, you pass, you approved, or no. And that's it. We don't have the chance to say something different, okay? But when we are still in the process, we have the opportunity to change things so we can, or our students can improve. So, or in this case, our soup. So what is the idea? The idea now is that we talk about very deeply informative assessment versus summative assessment. So considering the previous metaphor, what do you think the summative assessment, someone is just telling me here, summative assessment boxes are here related to that. So I would like you in the chat to write which of these boxes connect to summative assessment. We have different things here. We have actionable feedback, classroom activities, improve, quizzes, judge, scores, foster reflection, end of term test, pass, fail, at the end. So what of these words are related to summative assessment? Great, yes. End of terms, pass, fail. Good morning, Jimena, teacher Jimena. At the end, foster reflection, just summative assessment. Quizzes, judge scores, pass. Great teachers. Quizzes. Okay, scores. Okay, great. End of terms tests, classroom activities, is that for summative assessment? Just think in summative. Remember our soup at the end of the process. That is like kind of a summative assessment. Okay, quizzes, end of term tests. Very good. So all of your answers were right. We have here in that is red or pink. But we have here in red the words that are related with summative assessment. Okay, we have quizzes, we have judge, scores, we have end of term tests, pass, fail, and at the end. And that's it. Okay, when we are doing something summative, we don't change anything. We just give results and we say you pass, you proved, you don't, and you pass, you fail, and that's it. The pink ones, yes. But also in blue we have the ones that are related with formative. Okay, so we have improve, classroom activities, actionable feedback, reconsidering teaching strategies, and that is very important, that one. Because the idea is that, well, we are teaching and we are in the process, and our students are in the process, but we need to reflect too regarding our teaching strategies, okay, and pedagogical strategies. So we reconsider that, we go back a little bit and we reconsider, and we can implement another things. Okay, it's an ongoing process, and suggest learning strategies. Learning strategies are very important, and it helps students a lot. It helps a lot. So you said, okay, improve process. Yes. So keep in mind that when we talk about formative assessment, it's an ongoing process. And the idea is that we improve with that when we implement formative assessment. But with summative assessment, it's just at the end, okay? It's not a process. It's not that keeps the record of something and improves, but it's just a process. It's not a process. It's just at the end. That is summative, okay? But I want you to tell me, what about this purple square here that we don't know? What is that? It's not in the blue, it's not in the red one. So what is that? Foster reflection. What do you think? Why is that in purple? What do you say? Tell me, tell me, tell me. What do you say, teachers? Teacher Nympha says to both assessments. Jason says self-assessment. Okay, what do you say? What do you say? Who gives more? Tell me. Both, maybe in both, we must reflect. Very good. Yes, that is the answer. Ting, ting, ting. Okay, so we need to foster reflection, even if we are using or implementing formative assessment or summative assessment. Okay, it has to lead, or they have to lead to a reflection in our students and in our pedagogical practices. Okay, that is very, very important. The idea is not just say or give a score or something like that and that's it, but we foster reflection in our students and in our self practices. Okay, very good. Yes, teacher Gilda, excellent. We take into account the both assessments in if they worked well. Great. Yes, you are participating very actively. So now, understanding formative assessment. Here we have what formative assessment is. Okay, this is a nice definition because it's very well explained, and then we are going to see what happened next. So formative assessment is the process that is highlighted and evidence for use by teachers and learners to decide where they are in their learning in this moment, okay, the reality, the real life, where they need to go in the future, okay, and how to get there. So we have a gap, and the how best to get there is what formative assessment is helping with, okay. So here we have this chart, and we have here, we start with increased results B1 level, that is where they need to go, where our students need to go. That is increased results B1 level, Prueba Saber. Remember that we, in Prueba Saber 11, when they are in 11th grade, our kids need to be in B1 level, okay? Taking into account the Common European Framework of Reference. And remember that Prueba Saber 11 has 7 components and 4 competences and 2 skills. Yes, that's the target. That's our goal, okay? That's the idea. But how can we do to get there? Okay, let's see. We need to reinforce We need to practice tasks in class and autonomously. And well, with this situation of COVID and all this emergency, now we need to be aware of these reinforcement autonomously things. Okay. And now where we are going to use or the use of the Be the One Challenge app or game that is going to help us to get there. Okay, so yes, some of you are saying yes, Be One. We are, but not all. It doesn't matter. The idea is that we are going to get there. Okay, we are going to get there. All of our students are going to get there. And here we have a tool. Okay, use of the Be the One challenge. They are going to identify exam component per Common European Framework level. It has to do a lot with the Prueba Saber 11. You are going to see the Be the One challenge game has 7 missions, as well as the 7 components of the Prueba Saber. So they are very related, okay? And we are going to see how. But the idea is that this is a tool that we are going to use to get to our goal, okay? Yes? We are there. We are going to get there. Don't worry. Okay, so understanding now this formative assessment is the process of collecting and interpreting evidence. That is the thing or the concept that we just read. Okay, so the idea is that we identify what we have in this moment, where we want to be in the future, our goal, that is B1 level, and how can we do to get there. Okay, that is what affirmative assessment is given us. Okay, it implies collecting detailed information that can be used to improve instruction and student learning while it's happening. Okay, and this is very important because it implies collecting information. We need to collect information. We need to know what are the needs, the specific needs of our students. What are the things that we say, maybe Carolina is missing these, or she needs to reinforce in this. So that is our job in this moment, to collect information about our students' needs, okay? And but this is only I don't know, doable while it's happening, okay? You cannot do this collecting information thing if we just finished, okay? When they finish Prueba Saber 11, they Prueba Saber 11 says, okay, you are in B1 level, congratulations. You are in A2, good, okay? Or you are in A1, so but bye-bye, because you are going to the university. Okay, that is the end of the process. You cannot do like much. Okay, so the idea is that while we are in the process, we are still in the process, we can implement. Okay, yes, Gilda, talking to our taking into account our students knowledge, context. Yes, that is very important. Really good, very good. And it's a tool. This formative assessment is a tool to help learners what? Concentrate on specific problems with the work. So we already collect detailed information. Now we help them concentrate in that specific information, in that specific gap. So the idea is that they can improve. So while giving them both a clear understanding of what is wrong and achievable targets for putting it right. Okay, so we are going to help them. We don't say like, okay, no, you're listening, no, or I don't know, your pragmatic competence, no, baby, it's not working, and that's it. No, we give them tools. We give them like understanding. We help them understand what is happening and what can we do to achieve those goals. Okay? Yes? Is that clear? Yes. yes, yes. Okay, so great, Gilda. Thank you so much. Yes, okay. Let's go to another one. And this is a great process that I want to explain to you. Um, so, okay, good. So the teacher, we have teacher here, we have students that are the two, like the main uh, people here in this process, okay? And we have two arrows in different directions. And look at the teacher and the arrow that is going to our students. Clear learning objectives. That's what we do. We give our students clear learning objectives, okay? Uh, the formative assessment starts with clear learning objectives, okay? We say, okay, we want this. This is our goal. So we need to get there. This is number one. Then specific feedback on what to improve. We start the process, we start our activities, we start doing different things in our classes, and then we collect information and we say, we need to improve in this part. We need to adjust these, okay? And that is our feedback, okay? It has to be very specific so they understand what they need to do, what they need to improve, okay? And we provide them with learning strategies. Those are very important to get to our objective, okay? That's what we give them, our students. But as this is a process, our students give us different things too. We have feedback from them on what worked well. And that is very important because it help us improve our teaching practices, our pedagogical practices. So that is very, very, very useful. Okay, so teacher, this activity helped me a lot. I didn't understand this, but when you change that activity into this one, it helped me. So thank you. Or teacher, I don't understand specifically this part. Maybe if you tell me this, or if maybe we do collaborative work or something like that, that is a very good feedback, okay? And we need to listen to our students too, okay? And this feedback is necessary so we can improve regarding selected classroom activities, okay? The activities that we do in our classes, and they can say, okay, yes, teacher, it helped me a lot, and our teacher practices. And then we adjust our teaching practice accordingly. Okay, the idea is that we see what are our students' needs. Okay, and we adjust. This is tasting while cooking. We are cooking knowledge here. So we adjust, taste, okay, and then we adjust. And this is a process and it goes over and over and over again. And that is the idea of this process. Yes, you can use cooperative learning, okay? The idea is that we foster in our students autonomously work, okay, to overcome identified issues. So not all of them has the same, have all like the same, I don't know, area to improve. So the idea is that we give feedback to them and they need to learn how to work autonomously, okay? And with their partners that have the same issues, okay, or the same, I don't know, constraints with regarding this feedback that we give, okay? Yes, we already know the students' weaknesses. Yes, we as teachers know that, okay? That is very important. That is why your work is very important, okay? We know our students very good. Okay, now let's go to our next step. And this is a game and it is really nice, really, really nice. The idea is that we are going to answer 5 questions regarding formative assessment and summative 2. The idea is that you go here, you can use your cell phones, or maybe you can use your laptop too, and you go to joinmyquiz.com. Okay. Teacher Heido, Professor Heido already put the direction, and you enter the code, and we start playing. Okay, are you ready to play? Yes, Teacher Donaldo, ready? Okay, great. Let's go to our quizzes.com.
Professor Edna, thank you very much. I already shared the link, right? So the idea is that you only need to click on the link and you're going to be redirected to the website we're going to be playing on. And the code as teacher Professor Edna is telling you about. So in this moment, I will share my screen so that Professor Edna can see how many people are connected already.
Great. Okay.
Can you see it? Yes.
Yes, I can see it. Okay, great. We have Franco, Adriana, Edgar. Good. Okay, go, go, go. Okay, Donaldo, great. I see you there.
So far, we have
how many
13 teachers. 13 teachers in this month.
13. Okay, we're close. Go. We're close and they are 40. Okay, go to the quizzes.com. Okay, this is a nice game. This is a good tool you can use with your students too. Okay, you're gonna see it's nice. It's nice.
Professor Edna, in this moment, we have 16 teachers already connected, 17 in this moment. So I wait until you tell me, okay?
Okay, let's wait for, I don't know, half, 20, maybe?
Okay, good.
Okay, go, go, go. Don't miss the opportunity. Just go to quizzes.com. In your chat box, you're going to find that
We
link.
have 19 teachers in this moment.
One more.
20 already.
Okay, great. Okay, let's get started.
Okay.
So you're going to see. Okay, you're going to see here like all of the scores and your process. So while you are answering the questions, we are going to see who is the winner, or we are going to see your process here. Wow, all of you are on fire. Teacher Nancy, you are in the first place. Great, great, great. Whoa, you're doing a great job. Teacher Nancy, Paola Garcia, you are on like leading this chart. Wow, Teacher Anna, great. Whoa, whoa, you are moving. Nice. Wow, Teacher Anna, very good. Teacher Paola, great.
Professor Edna, you tell me when to finish, okay?
Okay, I don't know if I don't know. How do you see this, Professor Haido?
I think there are some teachers who are still playing, so maybe we can wait for 30 more seconds.
Yes, we can wait.
Okay, Professor Edna. So I will click here, finish, and then here you have the podium.
Wow, very good to our winners, Teacher Anna, Paola, and Wilson Franco. Very, very good. You did a very good job. All those questions were very easy, but they were like putting into practice, like all that we saw, put into practice this formative and summative assessment thing. So congratulations. Thank you for your participation here in our game today. Okay, so I'm going to share again our, my goodness, I can share my presentation. Wait a second, I'm sorry. Sorry. I don't know why I cannot share my
Your screen. Let me see.
Yes, I don't know what happened.
So just give me a second.
Maybe if you... No, I cannot do it. I don't know why. My God. I don't know what happened with my computer. It's kind of not working. I don't know why.
Do you want me to share my screen? Because I also have the presentation.
Yes, if you can.
Yes, sure.
Thank you so much.
Give me a second. Mhm.
Okay. Great.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, just move to this part, right?
Yes. We were talking about now, we move to our next slide and we're going to talk about assessment tools and activities. Okay, so here we have like the verses and the things that the tools that we implement when doing affirmative assessment or a summative assessment. Here we have informative, we have self because the idea is always students or help us students be aware of their process. That is very important. So self-assessment, questionnaire forms helps us a lot. We have rubrics. The idea is that they know how we assess them. Checklists, portfolio work, gamified quizzes, project tasks, peer feedback, and journals. These are like the tools we can implement when doing formative assessment. And then we have summative assessment, the midterm tests that they only gives you, it only gives you like you approved or no, or 5 or 4 or 2, that's it. We have final exams, that is the same, you approve or you don't, and bye-bye. We have end of term portfolios. Different with this one is that we have a portfolio work, that is a process. Here is just end of term portfolios, like you have to present this and this is your grade and that's it, good for you. And we have oral exams. Okay, those are summative assessment tools. Okay, so the idea is that you can differentiate, but the idea is that we also have these tools and you identify them so you can implement them in your classrooms. Okay, so maybe we change the slide. So this is my question here now. Which of these ways to self-assess learning would be less likely to cause stress or anxiety? Okay, so you can write your answers in the chat box. It happened to me. I'm very anxious. I'm a very anxious person. You don't know how I am like in this moment. You don't know. You cannot imagine. But I'm very anxious. I get stressed very easily. So when I had to be like in exam or something, for me it was really terrible. Okay, so think about your students or a person like me. Which one of these ways to self-assess learning would be less likely to cause stress? Something that less likely to cause stress. Okay, a game. Great, game. Yes, game. Very good. Is a game is not. I mean, it not it. Choose when facing a game, even if it's like a assessment tool, because it's a game. Okay, so yes, game obviously. Very good, Arbe. Very good, Nifa. Excellent, Sonia. Yes. Okay. The game, it's a very good tool that we need sometimes to implement because our students have different needs and they can get very anxious or stressed facing an exam, for example, or they can feel that they cannot do it or they can face different feelings. So a game is less stressful, a game is like nice and something that they like, so that is a good tool. Okay, so let's see the next slide. So we are going to talk about now our Be the One challenge game. This is this is an excellent game. You are going to love it. The idea is to have fun while you can assess your students in a formative way. We are going to see the features. What is this game about? What missions? How many missions? What are the characters? Like all the important things that are behind this game. So we are always always our students enjoy the games. Yes, we are going to start this. I want you to tell me, are you in? Yes, you want to see what is Be the One Challenge game about? Yes, yes. Great, Joanna. Okay, so until this point, everything clear? Yes? Okay. The sound good? Good, okay. So good, yes, okay. Great. Okay, so let's continue with our Be the One Challenge game features. And now for this activity that is really nice, we are going to answer this question that is in here, but using our Jamboard that already Professor Haido, you are really nice. Professor Haido already shared with us the link. You just click on this link and you answer. We are going to answer why using games. Why do you think is necessary or important or it's a good tool in our classes? Why using games? Okay, so we are going to answer in this link that Professor Haido already shared with us in our chat box. Okay, so click on that link and let's go to Jamboard. Okay, just answer there. You can use posits in that in our Jamboard board. Okay. Yes. Okay, you can go there and you can answer. Okay. Just click on the link. It is asking for permission, they say, Professor Haido.
Try again.
Let's try again. Let's try again.
Just give me 1 second. I will try to see what is going on.
Okay. Okay, in the meantime, I'm gonna read this. Because of motivation, yes, our kids love games. And children like so much the games. Yes, teacher Maria Isabel, that is right. They love games. Even adults, we love games. I don't know. I have an Xbox and I I go wild with that. Okay, with some games. So yes, we like games. Children enjoy games. They have fun while learning. Very good, teacher Alexandra. That is great because they have like games, they have fun. Yes, gamification is great. It is. It is.
Professor Edna, I already updated the link, so maybe if teachers want to try again. So
Yes, let's try again. Now you can. Now you can, teacher Edgar. Please check again. Now you can. Yes, good. Now we are there.
We have an option here that is like this. Let me go move a little. Okay, like the notas as here in the left. There's like a left column here in which just write something because like using the pencil is very difficult.
You're thinking your classes in your whiteboard. You want to write with the pencil. Why using games? Why? Why using games? It's engaging. That's right. You can use the posits. Those are like easier tools to use. Great, great. You're giving a lot of ideas. Someone says you can learn without noticing you are learning. That is a good one. Because kids find games motivating. Very good. That is very important. So we can create a comfortable environment for learning. That is very important. Our students' environment, that they feel comfortable, they feel good when learning. Great. Autonomous learning. Great. You have a lot of ideas here. Games can be adapted to any topic. Good. Great. It is nice. Okay, so you can see your partner's thoughts about this. Games help us improve all our skills. That is true. Okay, thank you so much. So yes, all of you are right. With games, we help our students feel comfortable. They learn in an amusing way. Very good, Minerva. They tackle different topics, different skills. Okay, we like that. When we like what we do, it is more likely we learn that something. Okay, so yes, decrease affective filters. Perfect. That is the thing. Yes, that is the trick. So yes, I love games. Games help a lot of our population. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Heido, for sharing us. Okay. So I'm going to read what you said here because it allows interaction between students. Yes, teacher Adriana, you're right. Games help us with interaction. They feel more motivation. Yes. And this is very important. Students learn to take turns and respect others. That is very important. It's something very important to do when learning. As somebody love play, students can answer in a relaxed way. Yes. It improves vocabulary. That is a must. I mean, when we are playing a game, we learn a lot of vocabulary, a lot. So yes, very good, teacher Nora. And their perception about learning changes in a positive way. Yes, it's not like we need to learn English or we are going to learn English. English, they are like that. We are going to start, but with the game, they are like, this is nice. This is something that I'm fond of. So yes, the perception changes. Okay, so great. Jairo, can you please help me with the slides?
Professor,
Can
could
you
you
or
please,
I can?
try again to present just to see if it is working now?
I'm
To share your
trying, but I don't know. I goes to share screen and everything it's like blank. It's not. I don't know why it's not working.
Okay, don't worry about that.
And with you change, you present it something pops here like this pregunta, and it's always like that, always like, and it's just there fixed. I cannot do anything. Thank you, Haida. Thank you so much. Okay, so now after doing this, I want you to look at this picture about the Be the One challenge and write in our chat box the words that just pop into your mind that are connected to this app or to these images. Okay? So write a few words about how it connects to the app. What is it? File, gadgets, professor, right? Development, clues. Very good. What else? Look at the image, look at the picture, and you say, oh, challenge, yes. Travels, mystery, yes. A scientist doing a research, adventure, yes. Great interaction. Yes, detective. That is a good one. Yes. Science, investigation. Yes, you all are right. Innovation. Very, very good. Knowledge. You are full of things. Yes, search, challenges, clues, adventure, discovery, museum. So some of you are playing. Okay. Technology, creativity. Okay, yes. So now let's see what is the game about. Okay, so let's see the next slide. So we can see what's the Be the One challenge game. Okay, so it is a game to help students practice. This is not to learn, okay? Because we learn with you, teachers. You are necessary in this process. No, we don't have this game to learn, but to practice the skills that are assessed in Prueba Saber 11. Okay, that is the trick. This is going to help us practice to Prueba Saber 11 and see how close they are of reaching B1 English level. Okay, that is our challenge. That is why it's Be the One challenge. Okay, so it's free. You can download it in Google Play or in App Store if we have iPhones. not in my case, but you can download that. Okay, it is free. You just need internet connectivity at the beginning when you download the app and when you register. But then you can play offline. So teacher, you just go there. You go to register as a teacher from a public school and you register. Okay, so let's see. You can install it from Google Play Store and for Apple Store. Okay, so what's the big challenge game for? What is that and what for? Okay, number one, to strengthen English learning so that 11th graders can reach B1 level. Okay, regarding Common European Framework. Okay, so remember our goal that some of you said, okay, yes, but we are not in that. Okay, we're gonna be. So that is the idea. That is our goal, B1 level. So the idea is to strengthen what we have in this moment so we can get to our goal. Okay. Number two, to foster opportunities to practice the language outside the classroom. So sometimes we say, yes, here in my classroom, they try to speak in English, they try to practice with their partners, but outside my classroom, what? They never practice. So this is a very good tool. So they can be in their houses, they can practice with this game. It's a game. Remember, always it's a game. It's a tool that we use, but it's a game. So they can practice in their houses with their partners, even with their parents. And it's a way that foster like autonomous work. Okay. And then we have to promote a culture of continuous improvement at educational institutions. Okay, so the idea is that they improved, but we also improve. Okay, so it has pedagogical support. It is a really nice tool. It has 3 levels that we have here: beginner, that is the A1 level; intermediate, that it goes for A2 level; and advanced, that is B1 level. Okay, so the idea is not to force them like you got to start with advanced level, or just you start with beginner level and you go with the flow. Okay, yes, it's very, very interesting. You can select any option you want. I mean, you can select beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Okay, but the idea is that you have a process. You don't force them to start with like intermediate or advanced. So you can tell them to start with beginner. Maybe they feel like confident in that level, and we go little by little. We start like going up. Anyways, you know your students. Okay, so you see. Okay, so now let's see our next slide. Then we have who's B1 challenge game for. Who's it for? It's for high school students with Common European Framework of Reference A1, A2, and B1 English levels. That is our students. Okay, and it can be used by both state schools and private schools. Okay, so here is like the register layout. We have public school students, free practice user, or back. So the idea is that they get as a registered as a public school student. Okay, so in that way you can know how they um, play this game, what is the performance they have. Okay, like you can follow their process. Okay, so let's see. You can, even my dad can play as a free practice user. Okay, that is really, really nice. So let's see our next slide. And the narrative framework, we are going to watch a video. Yes, it's there, right? Oh, I missed my slides. And we are going to see our video.
Don't worry, I am trying to.
You're finding it? I'm gonna. I don't know if it's working this.
La doctora Margaret Winter.
Can you listen to it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Fue una científica, filántropa y aventurera del Reino Unido que acumuló una inmensa fortuna gracias a sus numerosas patentes en el campo de la ingeniería química. Margaret no pudo culminar su proyecto secreto más ambicioso, generar una superfórmula capaz de brindar alimento a todo el planeta. Tiempo antes de su muerte, con el fin de proteger su proyecto, dividió los componentes de su fórmula en 7 partes. 20 años después, su nieta favorita, Ali Winter, encontró de la muerte de su abuela una carta.
Si lees esta carta, significa que ahora debes continuar con mi misión. El mayor de todos los tesoros que podía dar a la humanidad está oculto en 7 piezas de mi colección Winter.
Tu misión será recuperar y reconstruir la fórmula para desarrollar el superalimento. Para lograrlo, debes unirte a los detectives de la agencia Sophos y enfrentarte a una serie de retos para recuperar todos los objetos ocultos. El Ministerio de Educación, en alianza con el British Council, presenta Be the One Challenge. Juega, comparte y fortalece tu inglés. Una herramienta para que adolescentes y jóvenes de grado 6 a 11 del país se diviertan y reten sus conocimientos en inglés. Diviértete con tus compañeros de clase o con tu profesor de inglés. Monitorea tu progreso en tiempo real. De la mano de tu asistente robótico DAL 300 podrás escoger el nivel de dificultad, acceder a diferentes misiones, ganar trofeos y conocer nuevas culturas. Este juego educativo fue desarrollado por el Ministerio de Educación Nacional para que tu experiencia en el aprendizaje sea divertida y el inglés sea una herramienta de generación de oportunidades para todos. Be the One Challenge. Juega, comparte y fortalece tu inglés. Disponible en App Store y Play Store. Ministerio de Educación Nacional. La educación en todo. La doctora
I think I can. Yes, can I?
Yes,
Can you
yes,
see
yes.
it? Yes. Finally. Okay, so did you like it? I mean, so far, so good, right? So the idea is that we are going to see what our game features are. Okay, sounds really interesting, right? So I would like you to tell me if you remember these characters. Number 1, or dear, who is she? Do you remember the name? Like Sylvia. Okay, who gives more? Margaret Winter. Yes, is her Margaret? Is her Dr. Margaret? A detective, Sylvia. Okay, who gives more? Okay, you say Margaret. Okay. A granddaughter, the granddaughter. Yes, it's the granddaughter. Okay, now, do you remember what is this? Who is she? The one that is the brunette one that is in here. Do you remember? Do you remember maybe the name or who what is the purpose of her being there? Okay, yes. What do you say? Who gives more? You don't remember so much? Okay, and this kind of watch that is here, do you remember what is the name of this helper? Dial. Very good, Maria. Okay, yes, dial. Oh, yes, these are the detectives SOFO. Very good. The SOFO agency. Good, Gilda. And what about these Googles that are here? What is that? Do you remember what's the name of this tool, this help tool that we have here? Nope. Kind of, you forgot that? Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. So we are going to see now. We have Margaret Winters, that is the grandmother, she wanted to, she had an objective that was to create the super alimento, okay, for everyone in the world, but she couldn't finish. Okay, Google's our sack, very good. So she just put that mission into Ali Winter's hands, okay, that is the granddaughter. She's going to figure out how to do it. We have the director Edge, that is her, and we have the Sophos agency, okay, that is a detective agency, and you and your students are going to be the detectives or this Sophos agency, okay? So the idea is that we are going to find out how to go through these missions and get the super alimento, okay? That is the idea. To go through our missions and to get to our objectives, we have Dial 300, that is this robot that is going to help us with our missions and everything there. And we have SAC. Those are the goggles when we are going to see our missions and the mini games, okay? This is a very, very nice game. I already played it and it's wonderful. Okay, so we're gonna see very deeply our game mission 1 of this B1 challenge. So far so good. Are we ready to get to the game mission 1? Yes, you can write ready, great. Yes, I'm ready too. You're gonna love it. You're going to see, believe me. Okay, great. So we have here mission 1. And remember that during this game, the idea is that we go through different missions in different museums around the world. Okay, so in the first place that Ali Winters is going to visit and your students are going to visit is Colombia, the Museum of Culture of Colombia. Woo, woo. Of course, we needed to start with Colombia. So the idea is that you identify one of these I don't know, these objects can you decode at the Museum of Culture of Colombia? What do you think are the objects that you can decode at this museum? A, B, or C? The token, the beautiful bracelet, the mug. You say A, C, A, B. Okay. What do you think? If you haven't played, don't worry. Just make a guess. What do you think? All of them maybe, says Rodrigo. Oh, maybe. Okay, the bracelet with emerald, beautiful emerald. Okay. A. Okay, that is nice. Let's see. All of them. You can't decode all of them. It depends on the level in which we are playing, okay? We have beginner, intermediate, and advanced. For the beginner, I don't know if I'm wrong, Jairo, but it's the mock for beginners.
You're right.
Yes, and then we have for intermediate level, we have the bracelet, the emerald bracelet. Yes, and
You're right.
then we have our token in the advanced level. Okay, so they can decode any of them depending on our level. Okay, we have two mini games. One of them is word drop, that is very exciting, and super great. Okay, these both games are aimed to develop learners' ability in understanding the purpose of a text and react appropriately. And this is part of the pragmatic competences that are assessed in part 2 of Prueba Saber 11. Okay, so if you're going to see how word drop is and how super great is about, and you're going to see, yes, that is very similar to Prueba Saber 11. You're going to say that because it relates and it's very nice. They can familiarize with that kind of questions and with that kind of activity in Prueba Saber 11. So let's see the first one, word drop mini game. Okay, remember we are talking about pragmatic competence. Okay, we are going to reinforce that. So what is the aim? Look at the at our image there. There are some words that are dropping. You have this line, like I don't know, it's like a laser or something. The idea is that they choose one of both statements before getting to the laser, I think. They read the sign below and select the correct place where it can be found. So we have here music here every Saturday. So they think now in a shopping center or on a basketball court. So where do you say? What do you say, teachers?
Center.
Music here every Saturday. Very good. In a shopping center. So you choose before they got to the laser thing. Okay, so the idea is that they read, they understand the pragmatics behind there. They are not going to say, oh, the pragmatics, but the idea is that you know, and they continue with some other statements. Okay, there are 3 rounds, and they read 10 signs per round. Okay, they read 10 signs per round, and they are going to choose which one is the correct one. Okay, and they have 7 minutes to do so. It is very nice, and if you know Prueba Saber very well, you are going to see that we have some announcements. Yes, and we need to select where can we find those things. Okay, so this is very, very, very similar to Prueba Saber 11. And then we have our super mini game. That is, of course, pragmatic competence. And what is the objective? Read the sign on the left, like this one that is like appearing here, and choose the correct place where you can find it or where it can be found. Okay, so we have different signs here. We have stop, do not feed, or do not. Okay, we have different things that are passing really quickly in the game. It's just normal, and the idea is that they select where can you find, where are the places in which they can find these signs. Okay, again, pragmatic competence. Okay, they have 3 rounds, and 5 per round, so 15 total, and they have 5 minutes, okay? Of course, as a normal game, you have lives here. So you have 5 lives, but the idea is that you can play like normally, okay? So this is very, very nice because this is related with Prueba Saber 11, especially that part of pragmatic competence. So what would you ask learners to before going the game, before playing, while they are playing, and after playing this game? So that to do, in order to do it like in a formative way, right? So the idea is before going to the game, before start playing with the game, we can help them. We can help our students showing icons and symbols and asking our students to guess what do they represent. For example, teachers, what the signs represent here? What do they represent? This first one. What do you
Don't use
think?
cell phones, or it's forbidden to use cell phones, and the other one is like you can find a restaurant near.
Very good, teacher Joanna. Excellent. No cell phones. Yes, very good. And where can you find this kind of signs? Where are the places where you can find those kind of signs? At a bank, very good. Library, a church, very good. Restaurant, shopping center, very good. So that is the idea. We give them input so they know the pragmatic thing. This is about context, okay? And we revise with them places and prepositions, okay? In exam, in the classroom, very good. This is very simple, but we help them a lot with this, okay? What happened while they are playing the game? So they can search, or we can search for keywords, okay? Then we and we can make a list of places where these signs appear or could appear, the signs that they are actually seeing in their cell phones in the game. And if they don't understand something, or if they have doubts, they can take screenshots, and ask you for support. Like, okay, this is kind of confusing because I think this sign could appear in I don't know, in an airport, but it's not. Why? Or teacher, why do you think that means another thing? So we can help them understand a little bit, okay? That is the idea with this, that we follow a process with them, okay? And after playing this game, we can give messages and ask learners, my God, help design an icon to represent them. So you personalized this activity. Then we can ask learners to choose a location and design a sign that could be found in it. Okay, so what sign would you create? I don't know if you have, I don't know, tennis court. Okay, so what would you create? Or a candy shop? What signs would be there? Okay, so create them and ask learners to search online for signs that could be found in different places. So you guide them in a web quest, and the idea is that they familiarize with all of these signs. Okay, so that is really nice. It's not just like the game for a game, but we can design these activities to help them go through. And when they get to Prueba Saber, They know exactly what to do because they are prepared. Okay? Yes? What do you think about this? Is it nice? What do you think?
Well, I would like to say something. I love the ideas, and actually, I have used some of them. But one of the things that have found with my students is that when they are going to answer the questions for the prueba saber, they usually take the answer like personal, and they always try to find the exception. And I say, come on, I mean, you always have to think of the general. Yes, I mean, I know you could find an exception. I mean, if this kind of sign you can find it in a park, but they sometimes take it to a closed place, an indoors place, and they say, yeah, but I've seen it. And something that we also need to work with them is that they have to think about the general use of the sign, because when they
Yes.
take it like I've seen this, especially in this occasion I saw it, it's like, okay, they are not making the exam for your specific life, yeah, or experiences. And that's important, I think, to take into account too.
And we are going to that. We are going to talk about this because it has to do with our pragmatic competence. Okay. So I would like you to look at Ryan Gosling here. And what do you think he means when he says, excuse me? What does excuse me means here? What do you think?
Offended or diminishing the person he's in front of.
Okay.
I would like to talk.
Who is talking? I don't know who is talking. Sorry.
Okay, it's Oscar here.
Okay.
Hi. Yeah, I was raising my hand, but okay. Anyway, well, this excuse me is like negative expression in the way the man is presenting the expression, and that is one of the things that maybe for students is very difficult to realize or find it out. Yeah, because according I am totally agree about what Johannes was telling, because students are exclusively focused on know about the language. I mean, grammar, pronunciation, phonetics, and lexical competences. But they are not focused on how to use the language in context. For example, most of the time we use "excuse me" only for call someone's attention, but we forgot the other type of use of the same phrases, or the way we use that phrases to express different things. And that is maybe one of the most challenging issues we have to get along with while the lesson. Okay, so in this case, okay, I don't know if I am talking too much. Thank you.
No, perfect. And you are going to the point. Yes, sometimes it is very difficult because our students just they are in their world and they don't see what is this about. Okay, so the idea is that we need to help them be aware of this competence. That is the pragmatic competence. So in this case, you can answer in the chat box. What does excuse me mean? We have A, I'm sorry for what I did. I'm sorry. B, I need to talk to you. So, excuse me, can I participate? I need to talk to you. Or C, please get off my way. Please. Or please, excuse me, please get off my way. D, what? It is what? E, can you repeat that? Or F, may I interrupt you for a second? So, what do you think in this specific scenario with Ryan Gosling saying, Excuse me? What do you think it means? So you say, see, please get off my way. What else do you see here? What else do you say here? What? Okay, Rodrigo, please get off my way now. Okay, yes, can be. E, can you repeat that? Okay, D and C. Oh, yes, the both combined. Okay, great. Okay, you see. But why don't you say A? I'm sorry for what I did. Why not? Why do you keep on saying C and D? Because there is a context. There is a way in which Ryan Gosling is looking at that guy because of his expression, his gesture,
because of the attitude.
non-verbal features. Very good. So that is related with what you were saying, Oscar, and the other teacher. That is regarding with pragmatic competence. Okay, so the idea is that we are going to see what is that of pragmatic competence. Look at this example. That is what happened. This is what happens to our students sometimes. Like Batman, like Robin, look, someone in that store is in trouble. Are they actually in trouble? Look at the picture. Are they actually in trouble? No, of course they are not. I mean, help wanted, but it's not the kind of help that they need. Okay, so what does it mean that help wanted announcement? What does it mean? A job? Yes, Nancy. Very good, Rodrigo. They are looking for an employee, not for a help to save the world or something, or like or someone in like in distress. No, the store needs an employee. Very good. So the idea is that why do we know someone is making some noise, and I cannot
¿Esto significa?
Puse la primera que yo puse la
So,
disculpando por algo que hice mal.
Yeah.
No, que como hay que ponerles en inglés.
Can you please help me? I get confused. Okay, if you start talking, I just get lost. Okay, so an employee is needed. Yes, but why do we know that someone is needing an employee here and not help to save them? Assault. The context, the image we are seeing there, that is a store. They took the time to create the ad and put it on the window. Okay. So they want to rescue someone, yes, but there is no one to rescue. Okay. Okay, so that is the context. We need to help our students analyze the whole context so they can identify what is next and what do they need. So what are the features, or what does the pragmatic competence involve? Understanding and using language appropriately according to communicative situations. Okay, we are not teaching isolated things like grammar and that's it. We need to help them and teach them language in use. Okay, and that is going to help them understand that if someone is in a context, I cannot isolate that thing. Okay, that is Garcia 2004. And understanding and following cultural and linguistic norms. Remember that everything is in a context. Everything is in a cultural context, even more. And there are some linguistic norms of use. Okay? So everything is very close, and we cannot separate this teaching English from the context. We need to give them tools to understand the context of everything. That is a pragmatic competence, okay? And there are some rules that we need to follow. There are some non-verbal patterns that we need to understand. But regarding pruebas saberonse, that there is no one like doing this phase or doing this one, we need to see the context. If they are talking about signs, where can I find that sign in the real world? And what does it imply? Okay, that is the context of everything. So what can we do to help our students understand that? Okay, so teach functional language, something that they are going to use in their real lives, okay? When we go to a restaurant, when we go and look at a sign, what does it mean and why it's there? I mean, a sign is there for a purpose. Why is the purpose of everything? Okay, that could be someone we need to tell them. Teach register. Okay, if it's formal, if it's an informal thing, and degrees of formality. Okay, use pragmatic awareness activities like these ones. Okay, like the Ryan Gosling or the Batman super activity, so they can start identifying things, because at the beginning it's kind of difficult. They live their lives in their houses and it's like in a bubble, but they need to go to the world, so we can show them a little bit of this world. Okay, teach learners to become aware of the context. Okay, who the speakers are, they need to identify that. Who's speaking? Who is communicating this? Who needs help in the previous Batman picture? Who needs help? It's in a woman in distress, or actually like a shop or a manager. Okay, why or where they are, what they are talking about, and all these questions that are going to help them understand the whole picture. Okay, always with questions they are going to find out answers. Okay, and ask learners to guess the intention and tone of a message. As we started with Ryan Gosling activity, the idea is that they start guessing. Why? So the neurons are like, okay, let's see why, and they start like practicing, and they are going to develop this pragmatic competence. Okay, they ought to be critical. Yes. So the idea is that we start little by little with little activities. We are going to show them the world, the real world, the context, the cultural things, and that is very important. Culture, because we have different culture from other countries, but the idea is that they start knowing a little bit more, and we can give them that knowledge. Okay, we can show them different things from the things that they see like every single day, okay, in our cities or in TV. So we can help them with the context, the culture, and this awareness of the pragmatic competence. Okay, great. So just look at this next step, that is in cultural activities. And the idea is that as we in this game are going through different missions in different countries, we are going to see different cultures. And the idea is that we are going to integrate intercultural activities, and you can use those activities too. We were talking about culture because it's very important. So here is maybe an example of what we can do when they are going through these missions. So in this mission number 1, that is about Colombia, the idea is that they can do a show and tell activity. Learners choose an object from their surroundings, even if it's not a very representative thing. It can be something like very precious for them, and they explain why this object is meaningful for them and why it could be placed in the Museum of Culture. Remember the Museum of Culture, mission number 1? So, for instance, let me say, teachers, what object would you choose for this activity? We have teachers here from different places in Colombia. So, teachers, tell me, what object would you choose? A hat? Okay, Nancy, thank you, a hat. But not the ones that are there. Someone, for example, I'm from Bogota, and I would like to place in that museum. I would choose, I don't know, a ruana. And if it has something for it, a changua. Okay, but that's my example. Okay, so what would you choose? A piece of gold, a hiaco, great. A hat because represents our Savannah culture, very good. Um, a bike, a tamal, ay, tamalito, yes. My family is from Chaparral, Tolima, and we made a delicious tamales like last December. Miss my tamales, yes, of course, a tamal. Bandeja paisa, okay, yes. About objects, I would choose maybe something related with Monserrate, like an handcraft of Monserrate. Monserrate is very important for us. So that would be a good thing to do. Okay, and why would you choose those things to put on in our Museum of Culture? Why? Why tamal? Why cotizas? I saw cotizas there. Why cotizas? Why handcraft from chamba? Why? Okay, so this activity is very nice because as you get excited, and I get excited, think about the things that I love from my culture. Our students get excited too, and they start like loving their cultures and get that awareness that we use our language to talk about our culture, and that everything is surrounded by a context, okay? Because they are representative of our culture, okay? So we can do this as an activity in Mission 1. So they just don't talk about the bracelet, the emerald bracelet or something. They just get that personalized, okay? Okay, so far so good with this activity. Yes? Mamona, yes, I love Mamona. There are some places in Acacias. Okay, so as we are like reaching the end of this presentation, I would like you to tell me, how would you complete these statements? Okay, we have different statements here. So, number 1, formative assessment is, you can write, type in your chat box, what is formative assessment? Or you can write words, even words related with different, with formative assessment. What is formative assessment? What do you think? What do you remember? What we do during all learning process? Very good. Feedback? Yes, good. Remember that is a process. Like, and meanwhile, they are learning, we are implementing our formative assessment, autonomous learning, following a student's process of learning, very good. Improving process, very good. Okay, great, learning process. Now, B1 challenge helps our students too. What is Be the one challenge up. What? Foster reflection. Practice. Very skilled in language. Great. You're giving me all the answers. Improve, reinforce, learning context, lifelong. Wow. That is really nice. Okay. Remember, Be the One challenge. It's a game. We can use this game, or we are going to use this game as a formative assessment tool. But anyways, it's a game. It is still a game, okay? So we practice and everything, but it's still a game. So your students don't feel the pressure of learning, but they just practice, okay? And be on track, very good. And the pragmatic competence involves, what does it involve? What do you think? Context, culture, using language in context. Very good. Great. Oh my God, teachers, functional language. You rock. You're on fire. Understanding cultural and linguistic norms. Excellent. I think you all did a great job. Meaning and grammar. Yes. Functional language. Use of knowledge. Okay, excellent. That's pretty much these, okay? Culture and language. So we've reached our comment or questions session. So is there any question? Maybe Professor Jairo?
Professor Edna, thank you very much in advance. That was a great presentation. We learned a lot of things from you. So thank you very much for accepting this invitation. And we were very happy and very pleased to have you here. There were some questions, but I think we already answered all of them. There was a question that was about if the application Be the One challenge was like taking into account that some students do not have internet connection. But I already said in the chat box, and you already said when you were presenting, that students only need like internet connectivity to download the application and to register. But once they are registered, they can play offline, right?
No, and I want to add something, and maybe the idea is that, well, okay, you register with the students you have. I mean, if you can, with 5, you start the process with 5, and the idea is that we are inspiring teachers, so we find solutions to this. So anyways, in Unit 2, you're going to have access to printed material regarding these Be the One challenge, okay? So you can use all of this, but in Unit 2. So in the meantime, we are going to register with our students. We are going to start playing. We are going to, if we don't have all of the class with the app, we can start with these activities that we saw before, like the pre-while post. We are going to help them practice, okay? So that we have all these tools.
Thank you, Professor Ed. Another question that was meant to the first part in which you were comparing and contrasting formative and summative assessment tools. And there was like a comment, but at the same time, a question by one of the teachers. And is that if quizzes, if we implement quizzes in the middle of a process, are they considered formative or they are still summative?
Well, it depends on the on what you do with that result, okay? Because if you just make a quiz and you just give them the grade, I don't know, 2.5, good for you. That is summative. That's it. But if you prompt with feedback and then you give them tools to improve that maybe misunderstanding he had or she had, or something that he didn't understand, but you help them with that, implementing different tools, learning strategies, that is different, and that could be a formative assessment, okay? It depends on the way you assess.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Professor Edna. Something just to add is that is to move from a quantitative perspective to a qualitative perspective. And as Professor Edna is telling you, it depends on like the way you treat the results. For example, if you didn't notice, what Professor Edna did to you was a quiz. The activity that we had in quizzes.com, that was a quiz, but it was a formative quiz because it was based on a competition, a gamification strategy, and at the same time, if we provide feedback on the results, it is a very formative tool, but I can also use it as a summative tool. Just this is the quiz, this is a game, but it's a quiz. And if you get 4 answers correctly, so your grade is 4.0. In that case, it is summative, and I think it is a little bit senseless. The idea is that we start doing greater and more interesting things with those quizzes. So there are now more questions so far. I don't know if there is any other question. Professor Ruth, teacher Ruth Neida, is writing in the chat box, pragmatic competence involved. So
What
just
does
like
it involve? Just like a review. It involves functional language. Okay, it's not like grammar that we just teach grammar like subject, verb, complement, and that's it. Everything is like surrounded by a context and by a use. So the idea is that you help your students, you teach your students functional language, like a language, English in context, so they can understand that they can use this language in their real lives. Okay, it's not just for English class. So that is why some of them, when they face this of activities like the ones that are here in Bit One Challenge, like these ones, they get lost because they are thinking in English class, in the English class. So the idea is that it involves, or we help them with understanding of the use of language appropriately according to a communicative situation. There is a situation they need to identify. They need to identify what is happening, who is doing the action, who is asking, who is talking to, who's speaking, and regarding that, taking into account that they answer. Okay, but yes, pragmatic competence involves understanding and following of cultural norms. That is language in use, like in a communicative situation, and that is why I gave you these tips. Okay, teach functional language, teach register, formality, degrees of formality. Sorry, so is it formal, informal, all those things that are very cultural and very, that you need a context. That is a pragmatic competence, okay? The use of the language in the real life.
So thank you, Professor Edna. Thank you, all the teachers that attended today. We had 40 teachers connected, which is a great number. Remember that we're going to have a second option on Friday, but you do not have to attend it because it's basically doing the same thing we did today, okay? So if you attended today, remember, don't get confused. You don't need to attend again on Friday. Thank you very much, everybody. So Professor Edna, it was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure for me to be here with you, sharing and learning from your experiences. You teachers, you're really nice. You rock. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, teachers. Do not forget about the activities in the platform, and I hope everybody has a great week.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, teacher. Thank you. Thank you.